Hey everyone, hope you're all well. Today I wanted to make a video regarding Halo's brand new enemy being the Banished and why they'll be so fun to fight during Halo Infinite. It's been almost a full year since the July gameplay demo where we got a first glance at the Banished faction in Halo, at least in a mainline Halo game. And I've got to say that I was pleasantly surprised with their introduction. They seemed like such a fun enemy with unique traits while still feeling nostalgic and reminiscent of the Covenant we all loved fighting in Halos 1 to 3. The Banished are the perfect replacement for the Covenant in Halo Infinite and possibly the foreseeable future. Just depends what happens in Infinite's story. We know that the Banished have pretty much wiped out majority, if not all, the UNSC forces on set of Halo, so straight away they've been established as this huge threat to humanity. It's nothing close to the Covenant just yet, because of course the Banished worst into faction of the Covenant, but it seems like the Banished are growing in power, which would explain how they've destroyed most of the UNSC forces occupying the ring. In terms of gameplay elements, the Banished bring a wide variety of things to the table. First, let's talk about the Banished Brutes. The Brutes can and will charge you once they've taken heavy damage, mirroring Halo 2 and 3. Hopefully the Berserker mode is more akin to Halo 2, as I think Halo 2 did a better job at making the Berserker mode more intimidating than Halo 3. The Brute AI in Halo Infinite looks great and responds really well to gunfire, with one of the Berserk Brutes stumbling and slowing down after taking damage from the Commando. Not only that, we are actually able to fire individual pieces of the Brute's armor off, which is a small detail for sure, but it's something that will look awesome when playing. I just love how aggressive the Brutes look. Seriously, I can't get over the two Brutes that came down in the Banished drop pods. The two Brutes dropped down to fight Master Chief with no weapon in hand, and that takes some serious balls. It seems like the higher ranking Brutes won't charge you even when they're on low health, although it's hard to tell during the demo because when they were on low health they were killed pretty quickly. What's interesting is that one of the Brutes in the demo, most likely a Brute captain, was using some sort of energy shield as well as this purple coloured armor, as opposed to the other Brutes sporting the red or blue colour scheme. The rest of the Brutes in the demo had no energy shielding, so that's something certainly fascinating. The high ranking Brute was also using the Bulldog, which is a human weapon, and like many of you would know, the Banished scavenge and utilise whatever they can, including human and old Covenant tech, including weapons. So that means we could see different gameplay scenarios with Brutes using our very own weapons against us, which is really exciting to think about. Something unique about the Banished Brutes is that they can pick up a grunt and literally toss it at you thanks to their advanced AI. It's another fun gameplay element and highlights the way the Brute AI takes advantage of the sandbox in ways we've never seen before. Not just that, it's bloody awesome to watch, and even the grunt's reaction to being thrown is just hilarious. I will say it's another thing to think about during gameplay, because if you have your back turned to a suicide grunt flying towards you, that's really not going to end well for you. The Banished elites look great from what little of them we've seen so far, and the AI looks quite fun to fight against. However, I want to talk about a group of elites that we most definitely will encounter at some point during Halo Infinite. Elites we've never faced before in the Halo franchise. Yes, you probably guessed it, I'm talking about the Silent Shadow. The Silent Shadow are a special operations Sangheili unit, mainly known for their high-level assassinations. They primarily hunted Spartan 2s and sometimes Spartan 3s, so in simple terms, these guys will bring a new challenge, especially if there's a night mission with them hunting the Master Chief. Just imagine, thanks to Halo Infinite's day-night cycle, having to evade or kill Silent Shadow elites during the night, and with their red energy swords glowing, I can't imagine anything cooler. The Banished Jackals look fantastic with a few variations this time around. There appears to be a higher ranking Jackal that sports the pure red Banished colour, as well as more armour, as opposed to the Jackals seen in the gameplay demo. The Jackal AI looks really good too, as when the player starts shooting at the Jackal, it immediately switches on its shield, and the way it does so is quite reminiscent of Halo CE's Jackals that used to stand tall until they were under fire, forcing them to bring out their shield. It appears that the Jackal snipers will be using what's called a Stalker rifle. I'm assuming there will be regular beam rifles, but the Stalker rifle could act as a carbine replacement, or even be similar to the Needle rifle, but definitely expect to see some sniper Jackals during our journey on set of Halo, and if it's anything like Halo 2, we're in for a treat. The Banished grunts honestly look their best in Halo Infinite, and just like the Jackals, there are different types of grunts, with designs from both Bungie and 343 Halo games. Besides getting thrown by brutes in an attempt to catch Chief off guard, we have suicide grunts like usual, but I think I speak for everyone when I say we all love those little guys. We have a new grunt that was released in the April Inside Infinite update, being the Pack Mule grunt, and I've got to say, this grunt looks fantastic. It also will be cool to see them during gameplay because we can do so many things with them, like grapple weapons off their back, shoot plasma grenades to create a chain of explosions, and even walk up, kill them, and then switch weapons to kill the other enemies in the vicinity. I honestly can't wait to see how these new grunts work in game. Fingers crossed we get a first look at them in game at E3. We haven't seen the Banished Hunters yet, but I'm pretty sure they will look awesome with the red war paint colour scheme. We've seen a Halo Wars 2 render of them that looks incredible, but it'll be interesting to see if they look the same in Halo Infinite. Definitely expect them to be used for mini boss fights like the previous Halo games, although we could see the Banished Hunter Captain, which for sure would be used for a boss battle. And remember, there will in fact be boss fights throughout Halo Infinite, with every single boss encounter being a vital piece of Master Chief's journey, meaning that each boss will add something unique to Halo Infinite's story. This was confirmed by Halo Infinite's lead writer, Jeff Easterling. Halo has had boss fights in the past, which I'm sure you know, so it will be interesting to see how Halo Infinite works them into the story. Talking about boss encounters, let's take a quick look at some of the Banished bosses we will be fighting during the campaign. Hyperius was one of the Banished brutes first teased last year via some toys, but now in the recent Halo Infinite cannon fodder drop, we got some new concept art showing him in all his glory. This brute looks like a huge threat. He appears to have Spartan Locke's Hunter class Mjolnir helmet, which could have huge implications for the story. I highly doubt Spartan Locke has died. It's more likely that he loses his armor and barely escapes with his life. This could see him getting some new armor, which would be cool, but I do think it will be a Spartan Douglas situation from Halo Wars 2, where he lost his helmet, was severely injured, but still survived. It's also worth noting that Hyperius has been labelled as the Spartan Killer, so we will see soon enough if he lives up to that name. Hyperius also has a brother called Torvarus, who will be another Banished boss in Infinite. We could end up taking the two on together, but I'm sure we will see more of them soon, possibly at E3. The final boss we know of is Jackal Romdomnai. I probably butchered that. To give some backstory, this elite is notorious among the Banished for his ambiguous past and mastery of the blade. Jackal is one of the mysterious Hand of Aatrox's first recruits. He uses a red energy sword and looks awesome in the concept art, and is someone I can't wait to see in game and also during cutscenes. The Banished have huge potential to become Halo's best enemy, or should I say most fun enemy to fight, with new interesting gameplay elements, exciting takes on past vehicles, as well as some new exciting ones, and even boss encounters. It seems quite clear that the Banished will be very fun to fight in Halo Infinite's campaign. Alrighty guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. Let me know if you're excited to verse the Banished in Halo Infinite. I truly think they'll be an awesome enemy to fight, easily surpassing the Halo 4 and 5 Storm Covenant, and quite possibly coming close to the Covenant from Halos 1, 2 and 3. I can't wait to see more of the Banished up close, and I just know E3 will deliver on that front. Anyway fam, thanks so much for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you want to support me that little bit extra. Thanks guys, have a good one.